and we are still in New Orleans.
Hello.
I just finished an incredible tour with Gina.
Gina, my assistant,
who
yeah.
works with you. This is Bloody Mary. She hasn't given me a last name. I'm not going to ask. I'm a little afraid of her. But you just come out of a graveyard?
I just finished a graveyard tour, my ghostly graveyard tour, yes. So I actually just came out of 2 graveyards, but we just saw 12.
Okay.
So there's an area of town with 15 graveyards, which I've been studying in and helping the spirits and working in for approximately 20 years as full-time and my whole life.
Wow.
Because I'm from here.
You're from here.
And I got family in each and every one, friends in each one of them, ex-husbands.
And how did they get there? Never mind. That's probably not a good
choice.
Tell me about you. Your website talks about voodoo, it talks about ghosts, it talks about all kinds of things.
All kinds of things are part of New Orleans history, always have been. We are way below the Bible Belt, so down in New Orleans. And we're like other Latin Catholic areas and Caribbean areas. People have called us the northernmost Caribbean city.
Okay.
So with the Catholic areas in general, historically, had more freedoms for the slaves and a form of voodoo grew along side by side.
Okay.
So that's the historical aspect of voodoo, which is the TV stuff. Though there's some bad eggs in every batch. No, it's more like Native American, non-Indian shamanism, but from Africa and older. Traveled with the slave trade, mixed in with the beliefs and needs of the area. So New Orleans had a very open type of society, very multicultural. So it developed here openly. The spirit world is ever part of voodoo. The ancestors are a great part of the belief system. So I call what I do voodoo paranormal, and I've been teaching that to other people for over 20 years.
So by voodoo paranormal, what are you teaching?
I'm teaching you how to be respectful to the ancestors, to feed them and to take care of them like a shaman and a healer, like a brother, like a sister you would. So your ancestors and other spirits that have needs, I like to put the humanness back into paranormal investigation. So it's more of a shamanic way, asking permission, being nice to them, giving them gifts, feeding them, not just treating them like a science experiment.
Okay. So has that ever backfired? Does that ever cause problems?
Treating them nice?
Do some spirits just not want to?
Oh, maybe, but that's okay. I don't believe in forcing any of them. I'm very anti-provoking and those kinds of things that are modern paranormal investigators do. Protecting if necessary and shielding, but not taunting and provoking like the stupid Bigfoot commercials. That's what some of these people are doing, and they wonder why they get scratched or slapped or hit. No, I will give a nice bowl of gumbo or a shot of rum or something. It's a socialize. How do I give one to you?
Do you set it by the skull?
Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, okay, just like, same way. Here you go. Hello, who's here? I brought you some gumbo. Hello, who's here? Here's a shot. One to my homies kind of thing. That's a shaman. Those are shamanic traditions, voodoo traditions, Native American Indian traditions, Aboriginal traditions. So here the ancestors are still with you. They're ever part of you. So you treat them like you did in life. Give them the things they like. They help you. You got your back. They got theirs. Like you help each other. It's a mutual thing.
When you say they help you, in what way?
Protect you, guide you, they will stop you.
Spirits, protection from?
Probably from humans.
Okay.
Probably telling you to they're the voice that you hear that says, don't do that, or don't go there, or, watch when you turn that corner.
Okay.
The voice that helps you with your intuition. So protect, I would say guide and protect you.
Okay.
Some might want to mess you up, or not care to guide or protect you, but if they're ancestors, friends, or family, they probably would want to protect
you. have to understand, I'm from St. Louis area, so we are far removed from this.
That's absolutely incorrect. You were wrong.
Okay.
Why do you think you're wrong?
I've never heard of a voodoo person.
No. Why do you think you're wrong? That you're so far away from this. When St. Louis and New Orleans were considered twin cities, remember? One end of the riverboat to the other.
Okay.
We were both French colonies. There's a lot of comparison. Now, it seems to have died off quicker than it did down here.
Okay.
But historically, we're not that far off.
Okay.
You should be able to look in your roots to find some of that. The slave trade and the concepts behind it were very similar in St. Louis. I specifically went there a few years ago to do the research, to find that, to rekindle that connection. And I've noticed you've gone to some of the same places, like that Alton, Illinois place, which I didn't very much think it was that funny, but they were very nice people.
General Springs?
Yeah. I mean, I know you said by the pool and that's by the stairs. It was a hot night or whatever. They were very nice people. And there was this big old hotel. I was in there actually looking for Jean Lafitte because many people say that Jean Lafitte died in Alton and is buried in a cemetery there and died under an alias. So I went to go search that out. I went to the hill in the cemetery and looked all over. Couldn't find the name, couldn't find the plaque, couldn't find a spirit. But some people I know there were taught that in grammar school and they lived and died in Alton. So that was one of my reasons for going there. And St. Louis was to connect with the New Orleans whole connection and try to re-wake that up. So there's an ancient connection, but it's not really active still, you know?
Yeah, I don't hear from anyone from there even talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look back, I guess, really deep back into the history. You know, but
You mentioned Jean Lafitte.
that's right, because we're here. This is my office, Jean Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop Bar. It was his townhouse, a Creole cottage, a blacksmith shop, and it's very haunted by him and lots of other people too.
Can you tell us a couple stories about the place?
That's, I guess, my famous story of seeing the eyes in the fireplace. I think maybe that was mentioned to you.
I don't think so.
No?
She said something about flaming eyes. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Very first night I ever went inside there, I was drawn in on a quiet night, sucked into the energy of the fireplace, and when I looked in, eyes were looking back at me. Regular male eyes, but no face. So I was stuck in a trance and a stare for quite some time, and then they went poof into two individual pyres of flame, and that broke trance, made me jump up, look back, it was gone. I took it as a welcome. There were no candles, there were no mirrors, there was no liquor or drugs involved, you know. Took it as a welcome, and throughout research, and I've been welcomed ever since, but without research going on and on for years after that, it said that the treasure of Jean Lafitte is still inside the chimney, and those with noble hearts see the eyes and point the way.
Okay.
And there's a guard of the treasure, and got a lot about that in my new book. Massive amounts of stuff in the book. Yes, a wiser.
It's available now?
No, it is in the process of being reviewed by many, many people.
Okay.
It'll be out in March officially. It's done. It's it's just I think publishers take their time with going through a lot of things. So it is called Hauntings, Horrors, and Dancing with the Dead. Dancing with the Dead was my part because I believe we should all get along, you know. So it's got some history stories, but it's more about my adventures, specific ways of the paranormal, cemeteries, case studies of history of spirits, how I helped them, how they helped us. So it's all that. It's got really good reviews, and some people say the book itself is haunted once you read it. So yeah, and that's just my favorite place. I've been hanging out and investigating there for 22 years, and always new spirits coming and going, and they go in there and share that because spirits do love spirits.
What about the cemeteries? What kind of experiences have you had with some of them?
Oh, like 10 million thousand experiences, but some day-to-day stuff, you know, just noises, sounds, holding of hands, giggles and laughter and pattering of little feet. Spirits in the trees, especially, they love to hang out in the trees. Trying to get your intention from the graves too. Recently there's been a series of people trying to get out of the tombs, it seemed, for these long threaded bolts holding the plaques. And there's another brick behind it and the coffin. Well, over the past month, it's been ring, from the inside. And they don't just slip. They're long threaded ones trying to get attention or trying to get out. So tis the season. It's October, so maybe that's why. I don't know. You know. But a lot of different spirits. Sometimes it's the people buried there. Sometimes it's visitors. Sometimes it's people that used to work there. You know. But they come and they go.
Okay.
I've even bumped into the spirit of a grave robber once.
A spirit of a grave robber?
So see, these spirits to have to grave rob for eternity in the graveyard, you know? Jesus, watch out.
Oh, pardon. Okay, well, being in New Orleans, of course, we have to ask about Marie Laveau.
Sure. Marie Laveau, Voodoo Queen, the #1 visited tomb, filled with energy and absolutely alive, still giving miracles and blessings out at her tomb. The #1 active spirit, and kind of like a huge patron saint in New Orleans. I am a priestess of the tradition of Marie Laveau, so I work with her, and she's one of my spirit guides.
Okay.
The main one, I suppose. And she's buried in St. Louis 1, no matter what some of the newer tour companies try to say. And she's still there, and you pray and you ask for her help and connection, and she'll give it to you. So 19th century Voodoo Queen, who was also doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, all rolled into one, and she's a little matchmaking on the side. And I have a huge amount of information on her in my book. And also Madame LaLaurie, our most torturous ghost spirit, is in there. Julie, the naked ghost, is in there. No, in the book.
In the book? Oh, okay.
Lafitte's in there, and Heavy Duty, and everybody else that's with him. The whole entourage of a dozen plus spirits inside there. Voodoo Museum spirits and personal spirits in my haunted house, the ones that scared the hell out of the ghost adventures when they stopped by.
Oh, really?
You know,
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. They were there less than an hour waiting on my front porch till I came home.
Uh-huh.
They wouldn't go back in without me.
Well,
yeah, my house is in the Encyclopedia of Haunted Houses, Jeff Malkin, so it's been around.
And it's here in the city?
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. You told me you got a new website coming out and
Right.
a YouTube channel is going to have more?
Hopefully the YouTube is, right now it's just some different things that different people put up there or clipped up there, but I'm going to have a regular show.
Okay.
A regular, like, kind of variety show by Voodoo Paranormal show coming out. Hopefully that'll be done by January. But the new website should be out within a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's going to be out by Halloween, but at least by the middle of November. And it's really great, unusual. It has a blog in it, and interactive areas, all kind of things.
That sounds like
it's
fun.
very, very modern. Then a lot of work, But
So, how can these folks get hold of you and get these tours like I was on tonight?
You can always search Bloody Mary New Orleans and you get me, but Bloody Mary's Tours, plural.com is the official URL. Bloody Mary NOLA, that's for New Orleans, Louisiana. Bloody Mary NOLA is my Twitter, my Instagram, my business Facebook, so you can always backtrack everything to that if you just remember Bloody Mary NOLA.
Bloody Mary.
And then I have ghost hunts and ghost tours and cemetery tours and hands-on voodoo doll making classes and how-to on different things, all sorts of things that other people don't do in this town.
Most of the people that stick with me, are ghost hunters. How can they arrange a ghost hunt? Where do you ghost hunt at?
We go part my house, part different places in different areas on every full moon. We start that in December. But nightly, from Monday through Friday, we go to Haunted Cemetery, Haunted Forest, Haunted House.
Wow.
And start here at the Haunted Bar. So that's a 3.5, 4 hour van and walking, hunt, and psychic expedition both. We use sub-tools and I teach you how to use yourself.
Okay.
Because I don't believe that you should be dependent only on gadgets. You have to learn how to use your tune in yourself.
Rods work really
Oh, I
better
have rods.
than
I got a whole bunch. I like when rods are natural to me. You know, they're copper, they're a combination of you and something else. So people like that. I mean, yeah, you can use rods or you don't have to use anything, but there's ways to let things flow, and you got to tell people, like, get out of their stubbornness, their distractedness, all those things that get in the way of stuff. Sorry, I have a lot of rods. I have a few, K2 meters. We like the Boo Bear. I've got the Boo Bear and a few other. You should get one. They're great for children's spirits. It's a little bear, and it's got K2 meters in it that go off, and it automatically says things in a variety of times, and you can put your recorder there, like, hi, what's your name? Or I like you. Will you count with me? It'll just constantly say things. And then it'll tell you, oh, I'm getting cold when the temperature drops 5 degrees. Or it'll say, oh, you hugged me when somebody's touched it within 5 seconds. So you can just set that somewhere, and young spirits seem to go to it. And,
That sounds like
and I've got infrared cameras all built into my house. So I've got a viewing area. This is also for you. Here, let me get out of the way. This is the other kind of spirit activity in New Orleans. Look, his pants are falling off. That was good. We got this on film. Yes, they're doing good. I always tell people to look up. In New Orleans is we're a society that doesn't look up, and the spirits are looking at us like we're looking at them. And that in New Orleans, on the balconies, as they're looking down, they get a hell of a better show. And I just proved it. Because stupid human tricks on Bourbon Street are every night. And the ghosts don't give that much antics, a little bit. But yeah. We've been called America's most haunted city longer than anybody else has. We're actually less haunted than we were before Katrina, but we're almost back to our original energy. And, and I believe it. I'm just so used to the spirit energy here. It was sad. It was wiped away for a little while like a ghost town after Katrina, but now it's back, But yeah, the bars and the French Quarter, the oldest buildings, but out in the forests and under in the trees and the nature spirits and the water spirits, they're all very active too. So we're not alone here.
Cool.
All
right. Well, so you've got the blog coming out. You've got a website coming out. You've got your own YouTube show.
Yes, I'm being very busy, so I'm revamping a lot of stuff. Yes, this seemed to be the year. It was the 10-year anniversary of Katrina this year, and lots of changes, some bad, So I'm making some good ones to make up for it.
All right.
Take that man's hat.
Well, thank you for talking with us.
Oh, very
And
nice to
thank
meet
you for the
And
tour. It was
I will
awesome.
look up your books, and next time in your area, I'll get in touch with you, and you can show me the real
I
St.
hope
Louis,
you do.
Missouri,
I've
and the
got a-
real Alton, and all those
I've got a
places.
couple places you need to go to.
Cool. Please do. I'll see you.